match days have been very difficult for us, considering that we lost to Everton and then we lost to Wolves, and currently we sit sixth in the Premier League table, which is not so good sign because we fans really expected that we are gonna sit up at the top of the table by the end of this game week, most probably. But that didn't go that way. But we at least expected, since losing to Everton, where things didn't go as planned, we expected that against at the at least at the Molineux, we are gonna be bouncing back. We know already that they are a tough opposition. It's not going to be easy, but we had still faith that 1-0, 2-0 would do more than enough to temporarily sit at the top of the table, but it didn't happen as expected. Wolves completely overturned the game on us. Now, part of the reason, if I talk about the Wolves game, especially, I would say most of the players were performing very poor, especially if I talk about Timo Werner. Now, Timo Werner is not a winger. To be fair, he is more like a left forward or a striker, if you could say. And to play him in a wing position is not currently working out at Chelsea. Considering the fact that you had Hakim Ziyech before, and Timo could adjust because Hakim Ziyech would cross in from the right to the left side, and Timo could advance in that to receive the pass. But now there is no one who can switch flanks for him, and he has to do all the work by himself. So it's very difficult for Werner to do everything on his own. Now, moving on to another player which we have in the squad, the pricey player Kai Havertz. We know that his performances have been very frustrating in the past two matches against Everton and against Wolves. He kind of slows down the game, and once he's in an advanced position, when he receives the ball in an advanced position, he's kind of confused whether should he go for a shot or should he pass. Now, I understand that people really want to see the star, the Kai Havertz which was in Bundesliga. They want to see the same of him here, but I think, to be honest, I'm not expecting much from Kai Havertz this season, especially because this is his first season. He's trying to settle in, and there are a lot of factors. The pandemic is there, no fans in the stadium. Now, of course, we know that the UK government has moved into tier 3, so Chelsea is back with empty stadiums again. So it's pretty much difficult for Kai Havertz to settle in. And currently, looking at the situation in the Premier League this year, the Premier League is very different. We are receiving some shocking results. The teams are not performing up to the mark, and the bottom teams are really struggling. And teams like the mid-table teams like West Ham, Newcastle, Southampton, Wolves, and all, they are making up the top spots in the Premier League. Now, looking at all the problems we have in the squad, we know that the absence of wingers is really costing the team too much. Especially the absence of Hakim Ziyech has really left the team in ruins. Now, we understand that he's a kind of a player who gives a breakthrough, and not having him in your side is really a big setback for the whole team. Because especially when you have a player like Ziyech who can cut crosses in, who can cross from one flank to another, breach the defense with his excellent passing ability, and when you don't have that, you have to completely rely on your fullbacks, then it's a bit of a difficult situation. And we have already seen that in the past two matches against Everton and against the Wolves. Now, looking at the situation currently, I think Lampard needs to adopt a plan B. I suppose that currently our wingers are out at the moment. Okay, the reports suggest that Hakim Ziyech will be fit for the Arsenal game, but we still don't know. Until the press conference from Lampard comes and we get any update on Ziyech. So currently we have a game before Arsenal, that is West Ham, and it's not an easy game. Especially our last two games of this year, West Ham and Arsenal, both are London derbies. It's a very high intense game for us and very important games for us at this time of the season. And I think losing points here will be very, very catastrophic. So, keeping that in mind, Lampard needs to adopt to a new formation, I believe. I'm suggesting most probably go with a 4-1-2-1-2. Now, why am I saying this? Because you have two strikers. One is Oliver Giroud, who is in form at the moment, and one is your new signing, Timo Werner. Now, of course, you cannot bench Timo Werner. You have to have him in your first team squad. And now, looking at the situation, I know that Havertz is not really performing well at this point, but we in the past two matches have seen him play in a 4-3-3 formation, and he hasn't been very well. We have seen that he has not been playing very well, especially in a 4-3-3 formation with Mount and Conte. So I would probably say that play a 4-1-2-1-2 formation, and I would like to see Havertz play at the top of the diamond. I really want to see him play as a number 10 in this particular formation. I would really love to see what he could do in an advanced position, because in the previous two matches what we saw was it was a normal 4-3-3 formation, so we actually couldn't say whether he was really playing a number 10 role or whether he was just as a normal midfielder, CM basically. But now in a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond formation, I want Havertz to be at the top of the diamond, and behind Havertz, Mount and Kovacic, and then behind them, of course, the best center defensive midfielder we have right now, N'Golo Kante. I really want to see this kind of formation from Lampard, but I know the downside of this formations also I understand, because now you don't have wingers, so everything is relying on your fullbacks. So your fullbacks have to travel up and down often to attack or to defend. And if the opposition team starts counter-attacking, and if the midfield doesn't intercept, then it's a bigger problem for the fullbacks. So, and this also means we have to drop Christian Pulisic. But at the moment, I think we have to, because Christian Pulisic is back in the squad. He's doing well now against Wolves. We have seen he's slowly taking up the pace, but at the moment, right now, we need to bounce back as soon as possible. Wolves game was a howler, so we don't want another howler to happen against West Ham. We know that against West Ham, we have been struggling against West Ham in the past seasons, and it's not easy to get a win. We have to fight hard. West Ham are currently in very good form. They currently sit 7th in the table, just 1 point below us. And speaking of which, they are in very good form. And for Chelsea, this will be a very big test, especially the next two matches. West Ham and Arsenal are going to be a very tough one, and Chelsea need to be prepared for this one. Otherwise, it's gonna be very catastrophic, as I said earlier. Currently, we are out of wingers. We don't have Callum also. We don't have Ziyech. We have only Pulisic, and we don't want to take a risk against West Ham game. So I would probably say bench Pulisic, bring him on in the 60th or 70th minute, and once Pulisic comes on, whoever goes or makes way for him, get back to your usual 4-3-3 formation. So that's my view on the game. Now, I don't know how Lampard's going to implement this, but I really want Chelsea to go with this one, and I really want to see Havertz, what he can do and what he is capable of. Okay, now talking about our next game, which is on Tuesday the 22nd, 1:30 a.m. late in India. We are playing at Stamford Bridge, and we know, unfortunately, no fans. I want this game Chelsea really focus on this one, bounce back, because after this we have Arsenal. Arsenal are not so good in form, but we cannot say anything this season, because if team loses very badly previous match and next match, that team comes out on top. Anyways, now the match preview for this one will be uploaded later, most probably after Lampard's conference. So I'll be looking what he says, and keeping that in mind, I'll be putting out a video of my match preview, my predictions, and my probable squad out there. So if you like this channel, please subscribe, and do let me know in the comment section what are your views on Lampard's next plan, or plan B basically, what he's gonna do to fix this issue as soon as possible, because we have a lot of hard games coming in and Chelsea really need to be ready for such kind of challenges ahead. Turn on the bell icon notifications so you're notified when I upload my match preview for Chelsea West Ham game. Until then, stay tuned. I'll see you later. Bye.